Anuj is a community manager at SAWO, and he has been building communities for over 4.5k developers. He has been running independent communities, and today he is here with us to share his experience as a brand community builder and just share his journey with us to, gain for us to gain actually from his experience. So we can start, Anuj.
Yeah, sure. Thanks a lot for your, kind introduction. I guess I'll introduce myself once. My name is Anuj Sharma, as mentioned by Vaishali. I work as the community manager at SAWO Labs. I recently joined SAWO like around 4 months back, and I started, building a community for the brand from a brand perspective. Before that, I used to work at Incubate IND, and I used to work with independent communities. I have been around communities for like 3 years now. My community journey started when I was in college. So yeah, I guess that's it for the introduction.
How did the journey of building communities start for a computer science engineer, and what pulled you towards it?
That's pretty interesting story. Actually, it's very big story. I'll just sum it up, in few minutes. So I started my journey with PyJaipur. It was an independent community for the people who are interested in Python and for the technologies around Python like Django, data science and stuff. One of my seniors invited to that. I joined that community from the perspective that I'll get to learn and I'll upskill myself, in the tech stack which I'm interested, and it'll pave my way for future opportunities. I wasn't expecting changing my domain from tech to non-tech. It was a really a roller coaster ride. Soon after a few months, when I was a part of the community, I started helping out other people and having engagement and guiding other people. So I was invited to one of the meetups as a co-speaker. And then I felt something special, I am guiding 200 people. I'm teaching 200 students in front of me, basics of Python and how to get started with Python. I'm also a student at that point. So that was something which triggered, being part of multiple communities. So I started from there. Soon later, I became the core team member. Then I became the chapter lead. And then the journey took on. After that, I started, being active in other community, met other community builders from college perspective. Then from a brand, I worked with a few AWS builders, BGD organizers, DSC organizers. So that's how my journey started. And I switched. I wasn't aware that I am into community management. I got to know that I'm not a tech person, but a community manager when I was in my third year, when the third year was coming to an end, and I had to finalize my stream.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a cool journey.
That's awesome, Anuj. So how did things really work out for you? I mean, what kind of challenges that you faced initially when you started building these brand-specific communities, right? And how did you actually overcome them? Just wanted to talk about these challenges which we all face when we get into from independent communities to brand communities.
That change was very vast for me. Like if I talk, when I joined Incubate IND, before that I had experience of independent communities, not a company-centric community. But also in Incubate IND, it was not a brand-specific community. Like Incubate did not have any specific product which they wanted the community members to use. It was more like a service-centric community. We used to have hackathons, we used to have tech camps, boot camps, and other initiatives. So independent community and service-based community, according to me, I don't feel any difference in that, because independent community gets support from a lot of companies, as part of sponsors and in-kind support. And in service companies, we have a company supporting our initiative. But when I joined SAWO, there were many aspects which I had to improve in my community building skills, and one was my thinking and the vision. Because when you are a part of independent company or service-based community, our major goal is to have engagement. Irrespective of the quality, we are focused only on numbers. Like even you must have heard, right? We are that conference is being organized by XYZ company with 1,000 participants, 2,000 participants. So the focus was that, irrespective of the quality. But when I joined SAWO, a brand-centric community where we had to include SAWO's SDK. The feedback revolves around SAWO community. Although we are providing a lot more to the community, not just about SAWO, we are, giving our resume reviews, we are doing giveaways, we are doing, multiple sessions, panel discussions for them to understand how everything works out in the corporate world. But yeah, every initiative, has somewhat around like SAWO SDK, SAWO feedback. So there's a very big difference in that, but you'll only understand when you start working with one. Well, without experience, you can't understand the difference. So it's been
Correct,
a bit
I
hectic
absolutely
at the
agree.
start. But yeah, I'm coping up, and I guess now I'm good at that. I'm still improving. Every day I learn something new, but yeah, it's going fine now.
Yeah, we all are. Anuj, how do you value, I mean, measure the value of your community at SAWO? Like, how do you measure the success? How it's going? How is it working out for the people in the community?
Oh, there are many aspects for that. Like, if you ask me personally, apart from what I do in company, I have personal milestones, that have this many people join till a certain date, have this many tags on social media, have engagement on social media, and have new members interact with the old members, at least guide few students, in their journey of the community. So if I talk statistically, we have our own community matrix, a community KPI which we maintain, and we check it on a monthly basis, we check it on a weekly. So we have multiple documentations to keep a track of monthly improvement, and we have to know more in detail. So we have a separate document for weekly tracks, that how many engagement, the engagement rate was about, the weekly retentions we had, the social media ROI, about the giveaways which we are doing, how many people are mentioning about the initiatives, are people mentioning about SAWO's initiative after its completion. Suppose we are doing a panel discussion, so are they sharing about it? I attended this panel discussion and learned about XYZ and had these insightful pointers, like knowing more about the gain, what community is gaining, irrespective of focusing upon the quantity. If we have an initiative where 200 people are joining, we'll give out 100%. And even if we have an initiative around 20 people are joining, it's an exclusive one and 20 people are joining, we'll give 100%. We want to make sure the impact goes on irrespective of the quantity, but we focus more on the quality. So yeah, we have certain metrics which everyone can prepare for their own community. Yeah, so this is how we are, keeping a track
Quality
of
over quantity always.
Yeah.
My next question, Anuj, would be, since you run independent communities, what do you think needs to be done differently in either of those?
If I talk from, if we are just getting started with both the communities simultaneously, then if you are part of independent community lead, you need to have more content to attract people to join you, right? Because there isn't any specific brand to guide you. There isn't any specific brand to give you, the backbone or be the back support. So the leaders should be capable enough to deliver content, create engagement and stuff. And when you are a part of a brand community like SAWO, where I'm building, I have SAWO to back me up with my initiatives, the monetary funding which I need, the giveaways which I'm doing. So there I need to have a certain level of benchmark for myself. Like, okay, if I'm doing a panel discussion, I need to have, these people as the speaker to have an impact on the community. So the thinking, the mindset, the research helps a lot while working on independent and brand community. The base is,
Correct.
figuring out what to do when you have the support. So basically, if you're focusing on the support when you already have, so it's a waste of time, right? You need to invest the time where you can get ROI more. If I focus more on the content in the, in the independent community, if I'm just focusing over the content, it will not work out. In independent community, I need to have few partners, community partners, brand partners, to support various initiatives. So it's like independent community needs a PR team and every other team to manage whole stuff. But when we have a brand-centric community, the community team can manage with the help of other teams which we have in our own organization. So that's how it works.
How important do you think it is for a brand to run its own community? And how do you think that contributes to a business?
To be honest, having a community supported by a brand is important, because the ROI the brand will receive is on another level. Just imagine if I have my own brand and I don't have a community, then I need to rely. If I take small aspects, I'm not going to go on the major aspects for people to understand. I'm going to take small examples here. If I have my own product, I'm launching it, I need to wait for the users to use it and then give me a feedback. Then the tech team will work on, right? I need to have a separate marketing team working on with different marketing agencies to get my product across people, developers in the country. But when I have my own community, I can nurture that community, to support me in the feedback cycle, to support me in the promotion, because having a marketing agency do a promotion is one thing, but having a mouth-to-mouth promotion from developers across India, that's on another level, right? If you see a marketing ad agency, I'm sure you will skip it, right? But if I tell you ki, hey, Vishal, you should use this product, it's really good. You will have you'll have that point ki, okay, Anuj referred me, I'm going to use it. So we have our own marketing, we have our own testers, we nurture them, we have to invest them, we have to take care of that. If you don't have a certain focus of the community, the brand communities can divert easily, it can go in any direction. So we need to have a constant eye, have a constant vision, okay, we are doing this for this. So if a brand have its own community, it supports a lot. Right now, if I speak, SAWO is almost at 5,000 members. We are short like 20 members, and I guess today we'll be crossing that. So when you're focusing on quality, so when you're focusing on quality, the quantity increase automatically, right? When you're getting something, being a community member, if you are getting the return of investment, basically the ROI, that you're investing time in the community, you're getting mentors, you're getting guidance, you're getting your resume reviewed, opportunities, then you will say to other people, right, ki bro, join this. You'll be benefited from being a part of this community. So it helps a lot for a brand, because the return would be very high.
So exactly. That's really awesome, Anuj. And I think we had a lot to learn from your experience. Thank you so much for joining in, and thank you everybody for joining us today. I'm sure we'll keep doing this, very often, and keep meeting you and get to learn more about your experience as a community builder. And now that you're at SAWO, I'm sure it's been 3-4 months, but I'm sure you're going to continue your journey and we can share more of our experiences, right? Thank you everybody for joining in today. This is, again, we were doing this conversation with Anuj. We do these kind of conversations on Saturdays, so we would love to have you join us. And that's it.
Thanks a lot, Vaishali.
See you next
Thanks
Saturday.
For the invitation.
Thank you, Anuj. Thank you for joining in. This is really, really insightful. So we really appreciate it. I'm going to end this session now, but stay tuned. We'll be back again with the same kind of a journey that we would like to share about a community builder's experience. All right. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.